This session, some of you may, who are following the debate, the governor has already set out some emergencies. The significance of this is that we can take them up in the first 60 days. Our Constitution, again, this whole notion of limited government, the Constitution says you can't take up bills, can't pass legislation before the first 60 days, the 2 months. So you can imagine we have 140 days and you can't pass any legislation. And the point is, of course, is back then, you had to read the bills. And you would have it read it once, first reading, second reading, third reading. And you want to make sure everyone heard, and you read slowly. And now, of course, we have digital content, and we can, a lot of staff, and we can read through these things. But the idea was, it was not designed to promote more laws. It's designed to limit government and laws, additional laws. And so, again, you got to understand that framework to be a better, I think, policymaker in our state. But these are the, excuse me. So these are the pieces that he's designated as emergency legislation, and the Senate has already taken up and passed this particular piece of legislation. And we are still in the process. The Speaker has now gotten everyone's pledge cards in, and our chamber starts a little slower. And so now, next week, it's highly likely that the Speaker will make his appointments, and he gets to appoint all the chairman and vice chairman. And most of the committees, some of the committee seats go to seniority. And so that's all happening in our chamber. You see some of these other pieces of legislation. Decennially, every 10 years, by Constitution, we have to do redistricting. So we redraw the lines and make sure that we have a population alignment for our 150 members in my chamber. That's the side farthest away from I-35. And then the Senate, I affectionately call the Supper Club of 31, respectfully. They have closer to Interstate 35 on the east side of the building. They will have over 800,000 per person, so they'll represent more people than our congressional delegation. So it's a very powerful positions there in the Senate. And then we will go from around 140,000 to, in our chamber, 168. It's pretty simple math. You divide 25 million people roughly by 150, or 31 over 25 million in the Senate, and you come up with those numbers. No state in the Union added 4 other than Texas. So we had 4 new congressional seats. It shows you how fast we've been growing. Added over 4 million people this decade. We will add 4. No state will add 3. Only 2 states, I believe, will add 2. Many states, a handful will add 1. Many will lose or stay flat. So you can see that Texas, while a lot of the tension is on our state because we've been growing so fast and our economy's been strong and we've been creating more jobs, moving more businesses, Fortune 1000 headquarters to states. So a lot of the focus on Texas is because of this surging growth, and there's people that theorize as to why everyone wants to come down here. The revenue shortfall, we have to write a budget. If we do nothing else, we have to write a budget. And in Texas, because of this narrow focus, we tend to get that done, unlike Washington, which has, it just sort of goes on and on and on. And so we have a serious challenge because the comptroller, it's her job to look out ahead and predict what she thinks the revenue is likely to come in. So from our major source of revenue is sales tax. The 8.25% you pay when you go to a retail outlet, and 2 cents often stays in the local community, and then 6.25% comes to the state. So if you want to help us out, like my better half and Charles's mother, we're doing our part by spending and then helping the state. The major source of revenue is the sales tax, and so we'll go into that in a minute. But we have a shortfall. The comptroller says she sees less revenue coming in, and therefore, because we have a balanced budget requirement in our Constitution, we cannot budget to spend more than what she anticipates. Now, she'll give us an adjusted estimate in the spring, and usually they see more money, usually start off a little more conservative, and then they give the legislature money in the sense that their estimate rises a little bit, and that helps us ultimately put our budget together in terms of spending. And so these are some of the large issues before us. This is a little bit on why. A good question you all probably have is, why do we have a shortfall? And so we've tried to lay out here some of the reasons. As I mentioned, sales taxes were off because of the national recession, the largest recession since the Great Depression, which you all lived through, has knocked down our sales tax. We have a structural deficit. We revised our franchise tax, our business tax, but it didn't bring in, and we also added a cigarette tax several years ago in 2006. And that plus another used car liar affidavit tax, it's a little bit complicated, but basically there is now a tax on when you buy a used car, and there used to be easy to get around that. And so the combination of those have not brought in as much revenue as the property tax cut that we gave in 2006. So we bought down the local, remember, only local property taxes, and we took local property school taxes, the biggest portion of that, from $1.50 per hundred of value to $1. So it was a 1/3 rate cut, a huge, huge, basically a $7–8 billion tax cut, and the new revenues did not come in as anticipated. And so we created a structural deficit inside the budget. And then also we've had dramatic, as we've talked about, dramatic population, therefore enrollment growth and all kinds of issues in terms of services, caseloads, patients, students. We add, for the last several years, we've added the equivalent of a Fort Worth Independent School District, 85,000 to 90,000 students every September. Boom, 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 dropped on us. We've had record enrollment in our community colleges. We think we'll have some enrollment this year somewhere around 21%. Overall enrollment in higher ed, taking the 4 years and community colleges, a high single-digit number, and in many cases double-digit numbers the last few years. So we've had a lot of, same thing for Medicaid. So you have all this growth, and therefore call for more services and greater costs at a time when we were losing revenue. You can see the impacts for the current budget cycle as we come to the close of our current budget cycle, which would be at the end of this August, with our 2-year budget that we wrote last session. We anticipate right now we're going to be about $4 billion short. And so we're going to have to fill that hole, plus the lack of revenue we see coming forward. And we've already we saw this coming, and so the leadership started asking for cuts earlier last year and this year, and so we've been trying to plan for that and trying to limit the damage here. We'll see, we have some solutions to the shortfall. And you can see that we're planning to spend less. This is the House budget just released, the first draft. And this is the Senate first draft that was released of their budget. Normally you give the budget bills the first number in the one bill you have to pass when you're in the legislature. And so you can see that these are dramatic decreases in terms of spending. The good news in all this, the lemonade amongst a lot of lemons, is that we anticipate somewhere between $9 and $10 billion in our rainy day fund. This is a fund that was created back in the late 80s, and we started collecting revenue, I think, around 1990. And until 2007, we never had, at the end of a year, $1 billion in this fund. And now we have close to $10 billion. So the good news is we did plan for the rainy day. The problem was the monsoon was bigger than we planned for, and so we can make a decision, and that will be a discussion of this legislature, whether to spend some of the rainy day fund to pay for, with 90 votes in our chamber or 100 votes if we use it going forward into the next budget cycle. If we pay down that $4 billion shortfall of our current budget, it takes a lesser number to do that. This gives you a sense of where higher ed fits in the overall budget. So the purpose of this slide shows you the overall budget pie. You can see the various priorities of your state budget, and then you can see where higher ed comes in this area, and it's part of the education article, part of, along with public education, the largest part of our spending in the state is education. Second, after that, is in our social safety net or health and human services area, the 34.9. So in that sense, we're close to sort of tied for second in terms of public ed and higher ed. Together, they're considered in one, what we call one article or one chapter of the budget. And these two areas considered together, education is the largest, and therefore the highest priority of policymakers. That's where we spend most of our state's money. This was the budget from last time, was 100. That was a 2-year all-in number. So if you divide that in half, you get a fiscal year number. So somewhere around $90+ billion, and this time that number could be somewhere in the 70-something billion dollars. And see how we've got to pull back. This slide will show you in percentage terms some of the decreases we're looking at. You can see public education, whether you're the House or the Senate, you can see those numbers. And higher education, you can see that we usually do much worse. So I've been working hard to not have higher education have the highest percentage, which is what happened in the initial cuts from last year. This time, we better be careful because I think public ed may be coming after us, because look at their decrease and look at the health and human services decrease compared to higher ed. So, but this is just the beginning, so we can't claim victory yet. We got to be careful and watch how that plays out. This is you can see again, higher ed faring very well compared to other big portions of the budget. But again, it's still early, so don't want to be overly optimistic yet. This again shows you a little more detail on the reductions to higher ed spending, and they're rather dramatic. 5% reduction across the board in all sectors for the Senate budget. In the House, it was a 10% formula funding reduction for 4 years. 4 community colleges got zero funding. I think that one will be fixed. We've already had a lot of discussion about those 4 institutions: Odessa College, Brazosport, Frank Phillips College, and Ranger. And then you can see no new funding for enrollment growth, 25% reduction in special item fundings. So an example in the UT system, the McDonald Observatory would be a special item that's important, very important to the science in our state. But it doesn't get formula funding money. It gets what's called a special item funding. So larger cuts there, 25% versus 10% or 5%, depending on which budget you're looking at. And then you can see here very dramatic cuts to financial aid. And again, this is early. It basically keeps financial aid in place for those of you who already have financial aid and have started school. But for people coming along behind you, the current draft budgets do not have any funding for financial aid. So you can see this is a dramatic budget, and I don't think it'll stay this way. What I hope is that we'll have additional revenue from different sources, and then we'll be able to put money into this. What also concerns me is that you could rearrange priorities and take money from formula funding or special items and then move it to this area. Then those areas would then drop, and you'd have the steeper cuts for the institutions.